Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 10 of the Blown Piston Truck Series. We are at the Milwaukee Mile, a mile-length overall speedway here tonight. It should be a good one as it's going to be action-packed because tonight is the cutoff race for the playoffs. So we'll see drivers trying to get in the top 16 all night long. It's going to be a wild one. I'm excited to be in the booth. This is, of course, Brett the Jet here, not the normal Dave in the cave. He is off tonight, so I have subbed in once again here at another kind of not quite short track, but not quite intermediate track, as this place, just like Phoenix the last time when I was talking, drives very much like a short track. With it being the cutoff race, we will check out some points here on screen before we get started with tonight's qualifying. Kevin Dick in the 52 leads the way in points. Andrew Moore in the 77 machine is in second. Colin Forrester in the 45 is in third. Fourth is AJ Green. Fifth is Justin Gann. Sixth is Anthony Keys. Lance Hill is P number 7. P8 is Brandon Alphin. Ninth is Chris Scala. 10th is Curtis Kelly. 11th is Andrew Mraz. 12th is Jacob Drift. Now here's where it gets really close from Jacob on down. Ryan Nicoletta is in 13th. 14th is Jim Thorndike. 15th is Zach Hallion. And Justin K right now is the man on the bubble. He is in 16th. Has to have a good night tonight to keep from the guys that we'll mention next behind him. That being Marcellus Bruning in 17th. 18th is Bryce McCune. 19th is Adam Alshire. 20th is Avery Wilson. Jordan Berry is in 21st. 22nd is Anthony Hanley. 23rd is Rogers Rios. 24th is Kevin Delia. Scott Wise is in 25th. 26th is Brad Rothrow. KC Duncan is 27th. Drain Cook is 28th. And with the blue next to his number, that means he does win a race. So if he's done the minimum amount of races, he is locked in, and that bumps out someone else from the points. Scotty Brown is in 29th. 30th is John Finley. 31st is Tim Abril. 32nd is Frank Reese. 33rd is John Makowski. 34th is Jimmy McKee. 35th is Kevin Blakema. Ryan Brenshaw is in 36th. 37th is Jason Higginbottom. And rounding out the points is Tyler Goodwin in the 7. So that's what the points are looking like tonight. We got to keep an eye on those drivers very close to the bubble. Pretty much 12th on back. Anyone may have a shot depending on what kind of race they have tonight at the Milwaukee Mile. The key with tonight, as we see some shots of the track here in the background, is going to be really being able to float these cars in on corner entry, get it to rotate at the apex, and getting on that throttle nice and smooth, but also as quickly as you can, because these are very long straightaways. These corners are not very banked at all. As one could maybe tell at first glance, this is a horse track that was converted into a auto racing facility. It even held the Green Bay Packers at one point in the infield. A little bit of fun fact by Milwaukee. So some cool stuff happening here, and sad we don't see it out in real life more often on the NASCAR schedule, but always puts on some good racing, as we will have trucks rolling out here for qualifying. We'll maybe check out the 43 machine of AJ Green. We'll get him some screen time here as he rolls off a pit road to start his qualifying run. He is the 43 machine, Dairy Queen machine. A nice looking paint scheme there. Black and red, can never go wrong with those color schemes on a race car. As we start the first time lap for AJ Green. Floats it into turns 1 and 2 very nicely. A little bit of trouble getting on the throttle coming off. You saw him get a little bit loose, so this first lap may need some to be desired. As trouble out of the 43 machine. He will get loose on corner entry. So now we'll look at the 17 of Casey Duncan and see where he can end up as he comes to start his first time lap. As we get some qualifying times on the left of your screen here. Kevin Dick is quick time as of right now. Looks like Colin Forster will slot in P number 2. We'll see if he can better his lap. But so far, the 52 machine out on top as the 17 machine gets loose too. Geez, we better stop watching cars because whoever we watch, they have some trouble. As now we'll look at the 31 machine of Scott Wise, and hopefully we don't give him any announcer's curse. Takes it nice and easy into turn number 1. He is right now P number 8. We'll see if he can better this lap. Now P number 9. With AJ Green jumping to P number 4 on the timing and scoring. As the 31 machine comes out of turn 4 to complete his final lap, does not improve his time, so now we'll look a little bit further down. A man right on the bubble, Justin Kay in this 38 machine. He will have to have a good qualifying and a good race. He puts it in P number 10 on his first lap with a 29.98. We'll have to see if he can better that, but right now looking pretty strong for the 38 machine as he floats it into turn number 3 for the final time here in qualifying. As he does not better his time. Look at the 33 machine of Chris Scala. And that's a sweet looking truck there. I always love some very simple schemes, but with the right colors and the right numbers, that truck looks very nice out here on the racetrack. As he goes P number 18 on lap number 1. We'll see where he can slide into on lap number 2. Doing a good job keeping away from the wall, because folks at home watching, if you get any sort of incident point, whether you lose control, hit the wall, put it in the grass, anything like that, it will disallow a lap and not count your qualifying run. So you got to be fast for qualifying, but you also have to have control of your race car. It looks like the last couple cars are wrapping up here for qualifying. So Kevin Dick is tonight Quick Time Award, and that is presented by the U.S. Veterans Pole Award here. We'll flash them up on screen. So Kevin Dick in the 52 machine gets it done, and is tonight's U.S. Veterans Award as we go now and get a breather here. We wrapped up qualifying there. That set tonight's starting order of the race, but first they gotta go through, get everything set on up. So we'll go to our first commercial break and we'll be back on the other side.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
As we come back here from the other side of the iRacing commercial, we are got some good racing in store for us here. But first we'll go over some race info for tonight's event here at the Milwaukee Mile. Tonight we're looking at the 1 mile length, of course, Milwaukee Mile, so of course it is a mile. Looking like a nice cool 67 degree day, track temperatures 94, a little bit warm. Drivers will be fighting the car being loose on corner entry and corner exit for here, not only because of the temperature but how little banking is offered here at Milwaukee. Another interesting fun fact about Milwaukee is the corners are not symmetrical. They may look like it in this track map picture there, but that is very far from true. You also, most of the time, will see people very diamonding the corners. What that means is they'll enter low, hit the rumble strips on entry, kind of around the apex, the middle of the corner. They'll let their truck wash up to about half a truck off to a full truck length off, and then they'll let it cut back down and get a straight run off to try and put this power down in these very powerful NASCAR trucks. Of course, tonight's event is presented by Banner Construction. Be sure to check them out if you got the time. Also, we got to give a shout out to the New Age Limited, Scott POW/MIA Council, Superior Templating, in the Wise oh man, that's going to be a tough one for me to say tonight. But Choice Contracting, whatever the fourth one is there. So we got a good one, as I've said that many of times. But it's going to be action-packed, folks. Because like I said, if you're just tuning in now, tonight is a cutoff race. Next week we'll start round number 1 of the playoffs. We're looking for the top 16 in points here from tonight's event. 9 weeks in the making. This will make it 10. All these drivers' hard work trying to pay off here tonight. We'll see who can get it done and who will be left heartbroken. As we look off of turn number 4 here, one other very tricky thing here about Milwaukee is the pit entrance, as you see to the left. Not too much space. We'll try and pull it up here. Maybe this shot. This shot here, as we see some trucks trying it out. Not too much room for pit entry, as it's pretty much just a slight opening in the front stretch. No real opening in front of it. You got to make a hard left-hand turn to get down it. So we'll see some trucks practicing that here in the final practice of tonight's event. But we'll have to keep that in mind. Also, if you get loose, you do not want to hit those sand barrels. I've seen it happen many of times here at Milwaukee. Hopefully we don't see it tonight, but if you do, you're not having a fun night, let's just say that much. You almost see the 51 machine do exactly that. Let's go through a little bit of the stats here. Some race winners from this season so far. Kevin Dick has won 3 races. Tonight he's starting on the pole. He'll try and make it 4 in the regular season. Regular season is only 10 races, so that would be a pretty dominant performance from the 52 machine. Another race winner, Andrew Moore. Colin Forrester also getting it done for a win. Justin Gann has 2 wins to his name. Another winner is Andrew Mraz. And then the man that can lock himself in with a win that's not in on points. Drayton Cook also has a win in this series so far. So a pretty good group of names there, as we have 6 different winners so far. We'll see if we can make it a 7th, or will someone be able to add another notch in their win column. We get ready for some racing action here. Be sure to let us know in the YouTube chat lands who you're rooting for, who you're cheering on tonight. Be sure to leave a comment. If you do, they might get some extra screen time here. And of course, let me know your picks for tonight's winner. The last time I did a broadcast at a track that drives similar to this. Close to size, close to the skill, because you got to drive this place like a short track, even though, of course, it's much larger than a short track. I think I'm going to go with the easy choice and pick the 52 machine. He did it at Phoenix when I was broadcasting last, so I don't see why he can't get the job done here tonight. As we start to wrap up this final practice of tonight. Quite a few trucks out here getting some last needed laps in, making sure their cars are all good. Shake them on down, because once we grid them up, we are going green for 150 laps here around Milwaukee. That also means it's 150 miles. As there is the flag man waving the checkered flag for the final practice for the Blown Piston Truck Series. We'll get these trucks lined up here on the front stretch and run through tonight's starting order. Kevin Dick in the 52 machine with the quick time and the U.S. Veterans Pole Award. To his outside will be Colin Forrester in the 45. Third place will be Justin Gann in the 30. Fourth will go to Andrew Moore in the 77. Row number 3 will be AJ Green in the 43 with Justin K on his outside. 7th is Avery Wilson in the 1. 8th is Justin Alphin in the 20. Lance Hill will be starting P number 9. 10th goes to Andrew Mraz. Scott Wise in the 31 will start P number 11. 12th is Ryan Branchow in the 6. 13th is Ryan Nicoletta in the 59. 14th is Zach Hallahan in the 74. Adam Alshire in the 48 will be 15th. 16th is Anthony Keys in the 14. Jacob Drift in the 15 will be P number 17. 18th is Chris Scala in the 33. 19th is Jim Thorndike in the 13th. Marcelius Bruning will start 20th. 21st is Brad Brothwell. 22nd is Jordan Berry. 23rd is Drayton Cook. Scotty Brown Jr. will be 24th. 25th is Kevin Delia. John Finley is 26th. 27th is Casey Duncan. 28th is Curtis Kelly. Frank Reese, 29th. Kevin Bolikma is 30th. 31st. And then that will round out our field for our 30 drivers. That starts tonight. Main event here for round number 10 at the Blown Piston Truck Series. And of course, folks, it is the cutoff race for the playoffs, as we'll wait for the iRacing Pace Truck to head down pit road, and we'll wait for the 52 machine to fire on off and bring us to green flag here. As they fire on off, pretty even start for the front row. We are green flag racing here at Milwaukee. Everyone get yourself some cheese. As the 52 machine gets away with an awesome start. Most of the field single file is back out except for the battle for 5th here. The 43 machine down low, 38 up top. And folks, with this place being the way it is, as the one car very trying to make a move, 38 sends it on in there back inside the 43 and does a crossover as we got one car sideways. I think that was the 33 machine of Chris Scala as some more trucks enter in the wreck there. As we will have to see what brought out the yellow flag. It looks like the 33 machine gets loose under braking. We saw how difficult that is there. And then some other trucks also getting loose on corner entry there. So these cold tires, very hard to keep the truck underneath you, and that is shown here. So like I said in pre-race, folks, one of the things will be a loose truck on entry, and then if you start burning off that right rear here pretty quickly, it'll be a loose truck on exit very soon following. So that will be caution number 1. Of course, all the cautions here presented by the Blown Piston Truck Series is presented by DeKalb Sycamore Chevy, Buick, and GMC. Yeah, some cars down pit road early in this race, getting some damage repair done to their machines. look at this field here under the yellow flag. It looks like one more truck back on in down pit road, do some repairs. As those watching for manufacturers, the top three are all Chevys as of right now. The first Toyota is in fourth, driven by Andrew Moore. And then the first Ford is the 43 machine of AJ Green. So that's our little manufacturer rivalry right now. Looking pretty good for the bow tie crew. As this time by, the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace truck. We will re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to go back. Green flag racing next lap. And so far of the 30 trucks that have started this, they're all still out there. Luckily, no big hits were taken during that first yellow. Everyone did a pretty good job at avoiding melee. As now we'll wait for the iRacing pace truck to make the very hard left-hand turn down pit road. And we'll wait for the 52 machine to fire on off. It was a pretty even start last time, but then by the time you get to the corner, the inside line is so dominant. We'll have to see how this one shakes on out as they get on the loud pedal here, and we are back. Green flag racing. The 52 machine gets away at an awesome start here. Much better. The 45 now under pressure almost from the 30 as they come off of turn number 2. A whole bunch of side-by-side action as the 38 machine is a man on a mission, trying to finish the best he can to make sure that he does make it in the playoffs. Right now looking pretty good for that 38 as he is up 2 positions already, sitting in P number 4. And now the one car of Avery Wilson looking to leave the 77 out on the high line. And he's looking to get freight train unless he can get on down. As you'll see here, folks, if you get stuck on this high lane, it is very hard to even challenge for a position. You pretty much get sent on back on the freight train depending on how well everyone is bunched up behind you. You can lose 5, 10, 15 spots even. And just keep on getting hung out as one car sideways. That is the 4 machine of Andrew Mraz. As he does an awesome job keeping it mostly facing the right direction, kind of spun it off the racing surface. So iRacing will not throw a yellow flag, will stay green flag racing. So a tough break for the 4, but what he has going for him is he's already locked into the playoffs. But that doesn't mean you don't have to race and go for the best that you can, as that is a tough break early for the 4, but we'll have to see how he rebounds as he still has 140 laps here at Milwaukee. Very smooth, hitting his marks. Slowly already driving away from the 45 machine that is running in P number 2. We'll look back a little bit further in this field as we got some battles here around the 15th to 20th position. The 70 machine of Scotty Brown applying the pressure to the 96 machine of Brad Bothwell. Ryan Nicoletta gets around the 6 machine. The 6 machine looking to cross him back over, heading back into turn number 1. Misses the bottom just a hair, but gets it on down 4 corner exit, so he will retake back Pete number 12. That's pretty much the only shot you get to defend your position, let's say. You can't do too much on the outside, but if you're out there, the best you can do is a crossover move, slide back around the guy on the inside down the next straightaway and try and make it run that way. Machine trying to open up his race lead now to 2 seconds over the 45 machine running in second, so he is already showing killer pace here early. We'll have to see how those tires wear though. He could be pushing too hard too early. Got the 39 machine applying the pressure to the 20 here on screen. He will look to the inside as they go into turn number 1. So this is the battle for Pete number 8. Looks like we'll be able to get the pass done, so give Pete number 8 to the 39 machine of Lance Hill. I'll drop Brandon Alphin down to Pete number 9. The 59 machine got around the 6, then the 6 was stuck on the high side, now under fire from the 61. The 59 also around, that was Jordan Berry. Had to dive back down inside the 61. Now the 6 inside of the 51 here going down the front stretch. Get big time loose trying to drive that truck in there, trying to make it stick. This may open up the door for the 61 behind as well. 51 will have a run, but not quite enough to make a move. He enters the corner high. That does open up the door for the 61 here off of turn number 4. In front of them is a wounded truck. That is the 37 of Frank Riso. A bummer there for that truck. He's got some heavy left side damage there. It will be 3 wide for a second, heading into turn number 3 as the 51 just barely, I don't know how he kept it off of the 6. He was coming in sideways, he did get into the grass to make sure he didn't hit him, but wow, that was close. These guys once again go side by side. Neither of them want to give up a position, but they are losing time to the trucks in front. We see the 59 machine walking away from these guys. So now the 51 gets clear, has a big run, as the 48 of Adam Alshire also now joins the fight for this around P number 15 group battling out on track. As I think that 48 machine did a really good job at saving his tires there early, making sure that he babied them big time, and now he's making the most of it with getting around, or trying to get around the 6, as he does get around the 6. Now we'll see the 1 car get around the 30 of Justin Gannon. You see the freight train behind him if he couldn't slot on in. So luckily that 30 truck had a gap, had a space to go, because if he didn't, he would have been going to the back for at least 3 positions, if not more. So Avery Wilson in the 1 truck, up 4 positions so far. One of the biggest movers. The biggest mover being so far the 51 machine that we were looking at earlier of Jordan Berry. Now we got Justin K stuck on the outside from the 43 machine. Now the 39 able to get on around. Here comes the 77 as well. We'll have a spot to jump back in line behind the 77, but losing some position is now the 39 machine to the inside of the 43 in the 1. The 43 can get down here quickly. He only loses 1 spot, so that is the goal. If you do get past here at Milwaukee, you want to make sure that you can get back in line as quickly as possible. That means only losing 1 spot at a time. The 1 machine starting to pull away from this pack. Same with the 30 of Justin Gannon. But the rest of them still all on top of each other. We look at our race leader here. Now ahead by 5.5 seconds here at Milwaukee. He has figured out here something early in this race and has not looked back. We'll have to jump on board with this 52 machine, see what he is doing, see what's making him so fast. So we'll jump on board on the 52 machine. So, lap car in front of him got big time loose. We had to hear the leader get on out of the throttle, but not really trying to lap this guy. He has a lot of time as we'll close in on our first stage break, folks. I know it's the first time me mention it here, but we have one here on lap here on lap number 30. We'll have our first one. Our second one will come at lap number 75. So as long as nothing wacky happens to this 52 machine here, he'll be the Wise Guy Racing Graphics stage number 1 winner. As he comes off of turn number 4, hits the start finish line. That will put out our yellow flag and be our first stage yellow. So, Kevin Dick in the 52 machine is our stage 1 winner here at the Blown Piston Truck Series. As this 52 machine, folks, I've said it, I'll say it again. He has found some great speed in this truck and looking to keep it going here with the stage 1 win. That checks the first box for this 52 machine, as we'll see all the field come in for virtual Sunoco fuel and for Goodyear tires. As we'll see all the field come on in here. As that's a long line of trucks there, folks, down pit road. Now we'll look to the other end, see who comes out in front. The 48 machine will come out just barely second. As we see the rest of the field rolling out of pit road. But the 52 machine does win the race off of pit road, but the 48 machine all the way, big mover on pits. Same with the 80. Maybe they missed their boxes, because we'll have to see if they come back in. Looks like they did, so maybe missed their boxes or had some sort of issue. Where it recycles on out. Jacob Drift will be in P number 2. Colin Forster, P number 3. Justin Gann with a great stop will come out 4th, and Avery Wilson will restart in the 5th position. As the lights get extinguished on the iRacing pace truck, the 15 does dive into pit road there, so he will hand over Pete number 2 to the 45 machine. That moves Lance Hill in the 39 back in the top 5. As we get ready to go green here, we are doubling them back up. The 52 machine with some awesome pace. We'll see if anyone tries to stay with him or if it's the same plan for the next 35 laps. Just making sure you hit your marks. Bring it to stage number 2 in one piece. As the iRacing pace truck will head to pit road here. And we'll wait for the 52 machine to fire on off. As he gets a great start there once again. That may move the 30 machine up into P2 as he tries to just get a nose in on the inside of the 45. The 45 able to jump back down. And we are back under yellow flag. We'll have to see what happened here. It looks like the 85 machine with some heavy right side damage. We'll go back and see what happened. As a 6 machine was already spinning, and oh, there's the hit there. But we'll try and see what happened to the 6 as he just got a little bit loose on corner entry and a hard impact there into the wall. That's going to be most likely pretty close to a race over for the 6th machine. So a tough break there on these cold tires. We saw it happen at the start. Now we saw it happen here once again. Everyone's got to be very cautious on these cold tires heading into turn number 1. With this being under yellow flag, we'll go look ahead a little bit to round number 1 of the playoffs. We are looking like next week they will be at the Michigan International Speedway. That'll be a good one. Then they go to Iowa, another track that's a little bit larger but still drives very much like a short track, very similar to Phoenix except a little bit more banking. And then the final race of round number 1 is at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Then round 2 looks like it'll be at Texas Motor Speedway, North Wilkesboro, and round number 2 will end at the Pocono Raceway. And then the championship night, the final race of the season, will be at the Nashville Super Speedway. So a great As if the trend continues, folks, we will get a long green flag run now after we get our initial yellow flag here. As this time by, we should see the lights get extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck. And then next time by, we will be once again green flag racing. Is that exactly what happens? The field will double file them up behind. So far, the 52 machine has led every single lap. Got to see what the rest of the field does behind him. As we'll wait for the iRacing pace track to once again head down that tough pit road here. They'll make the move down there. We'll wait for the 52 to fire on off. He waits a little bit longer here, folks, and we are back. Green flag racing. This time the 1 machine gets an awesome start to the inside of the 45 machine as they head into turn number 1. 45 able to roll the middle a little bit better, gets a run off. I'll put the 1 and the 30 machine side by side. There's a single file on out. But behind them still some double file action. There's a 38 machine of Justin K. Stuck on the outside, stuck on the wrong side of the freight train is now the 14 of Anthony Keys to the inside. So that 38 machine, like we were seeing earlier in this race, stuck on the high side and the freight train's coming down low and finally maybe ending. Slotted back in behind the 14, but is already down to Pete number 9. After starting in Pete number 6. Alan Forster applying the pressure that he can to the 52 machine. He can roll that middle a little bit better. As we get a yellow flag out on the speedway here, it looks like the 4 car may be involved. We'll have to see what happened to bring out our 4th caution flag. It looks like the 4 machine just had too much rear brake, got on the brakes a little too hard, does an awesome drift, keeps it out of harm's way for the most part. Whoa, man, but one truck, a pretty good side hit there, and then he gets hit as well. So the 4 truck doing a good job trying to keep it out of harm's way, but still will end up with some right side damage. That 17 machine of KC Duncan smoking heavily from that caution will probably be the end to his night. As we are under caution number 4 on the speedway. Caution number 3 from incidents. As we'll see if anyone decides to play some strategy game. As looks like a couple fakers, but no takers down pit road here. Like the 37 machine will get one of his laps back here. He is the lucky dog. So we'll look a little bit further back in this field, folks, because the 42 machine of Kevin Delia is so far tonight's biggest mover as they stand on the racetrack. Up 12 spots and is sitting in P number 13 here. As we look back up to our top 3, our highest running driver that has not got a win yet this season, the 1 machine of Avery Wilson. That Corsa red machine looking pretty sporty out here. We'll have to see how it behaves here for the final stint, as these stages are just preparation for what's gonna come here in the final stage. A long 75 lap stage after our 2 35 lappers, as once again the lights get extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck. Once again we'll get ready to re-rack them, restack them, get ready to send them down for some more green flag racing. We'll have to see what kind of restart the field gets. The 52 has been getting awesome jumps, but the 45 has been able every single time to slot back into P number 2. We'll have to see if he can do that again here. As the iRacing pace truck will make it down pit road. The 52 fires off, gets another great start. Once again, the 1 to the inside of the 45. This time we'll be able to make it stick to the inside, as there is a battle for second place now. Tom Forster on the wrong end of things on the high side. May lose another spot here as the 30 truck floats it on in there and will be door to door coming off turn number 4. Of Gan not quite able to get down the power that he would like. Got a little bit loose, but able to complete the pass. That keeps the door open for the 39 as we got another yellow flag on the speedway. That looks like it might involve the 48 machine of Adam Alshire. As the 48 machine was right on the back bumper of the 13 on entry. Couldn't see where his braking point was. Had to get on the binders hard. And with that, it was just enough to loop it around as one truck comes sliding on in there. Does not make contact, so some great wreck avoidance there by, I think that's the 85 machine. So that will bring out caution number 5 here at Milwaukee. Have a little bit of shakeup in the top 5. The 45 will once again start on the outside, but now he'll start on the outside of row number 2. Not the place where he wants to be restarting, but now the 1 will give it a shot on the outside of the 52 machine. As we've seen all night how difficult it is to restart in P number 2. We'll see what kind of luck the 1 has here. Once again, folks, the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace truck. We all know what that means. The field will bunch up behind. We'll get ready to go green flag racing. We are so close here to a long run. Got to have that good start, good clean start, and no one getting too out of shape. We'll be able to put one together here to the end of stage number 2. As the iRacing pace truck will head down pit road, we'll wait for the 52 to fire on off. Once again, a great start. The one able to get down to the bottom here quickly in front of the 30. I'll put the 30 and the 40 side by side behind. As the 45 machine able to slot on in back into P number 4, but now he will be a man on a mission looking to get back those spots lost on that last yellow flag. As it looks like the 51 machine now brings out this current yellow flag, as we'll go look at the replay. Looks like he got into the wall down the front stretch. That's what gave him that right side damage. And then backed it on into that turn 1 wall. This turn 1 has been very treacherous here early in this race and continue to take a toll on some of these trucks out here. Looking at the points here, that's not what the 51 needed, as he is currently sitting 21st in points coming into tonight's race. 52 points behind the cutoff, so don't forget, folks, we need to keep an eye on the following drivers: Ryan Nicoletta, Jim Thorndike, Zach Hallahan, Justin Kay, Mark Bruning, Bryce McKeer, Adam Alshire, Avery Wilson, and Jordan Berry, all within the fight. 4 points here. As most of them, as they run, are right around the 10th through 15th position, so they'll need a bad night from one of those guys to really shake things on up, but a lot of racing still to be had. Lights are extinguished once again on the iRacing pace car. The 52 machine will be the race control car once the iRacing pace truck heads down pit road. The one car got an awesome restart last time. We'll see if they can match it again. As once they go green, it will be 15 lap race to the end of stage number 2. As with this little green flag laps that we put on these tires, I wouldn't be surprised to see some strategy come into play. maybe not everyone comes down intake tires and tries to get that all-important track position here at Milwaukee. As the iRacing pace truck once again down pit road. 52 waits a while to fire on off, fires on off. We are back, green flag racing. The one machine able to get another great start. Able to slide down in front of the 30, now the 30 and 45. Once again battling 45 under pressure from the 39 machine as they head down the backstretch. Able to slam the door shut and keep P number 4 as the 14 makes a move on the 43 machine. Had a run, went for it, and made it stick. So now the 14 machine up into P number 6. Slot on in front of the 77. Looks like he does just that. We got a battle here. Brandon Alphin and Ryan Nicoletta battling for P number 11 on the speedway. Now the 42 machine of Kevin Delia to the inside of the 20 as he gets strung out on the high side. A little bit further up here, the 43 machine of AJ Green stuck on the high side once again. The 77 got around, now the 38. And he'll slot back in here in P number 9 on the speedway. The 74 machine of Zach Hallinan right on his bumper. Are under yellow flag here once again from Milwaukee. It looks like maybe the 4 machine, oh man, got loose down the front stretch and looks like tags the 96 machine of Brad Brothwell. Looked like he got the inside wall a good bit as the rest of the field tries to scatter on around and makes it on through, but we'll see what happened to the 96 machine one more time and see if we can get see what we saw from the 43 and just all of a sudden get spun on around. Did a great job keeping it off that inside wall. During that green flag run, this one machine was able to keep pretty good pace compared to the 52. The one machine was able to run their best lap in that green flag run, so we will have to see what they got for this short little sprint to the end of stage number 2. Once again, if I'm in the back here for this yellow, knowing that the stage caution's coming out here in a few laps, I'd maybe take a chance, come in, take my tires now, and be able to stay out for the stage caution and try and get some track position. But maybe I'm too aggressive of a strategy player, but I would like that for some of the guys like the 51, the 80 machine, the 48, all with early incidents. Well, some of them with early incidents. As we get the lights extinguished on top of the iRacing pace truck, we'll be going green next time. Bye. Once again, the front row looking like a familiar sight now that the 45 got slotted back to row number 2. 52 down low, the 1 up top. Row number 2 will be the 30 down low, the 45 up top. And row number 3 looking like the 39 down low and the 14 up top. As we'll get ready here for a 6-lap shootout to the end of stage number 2. As the 52 machine gets a great jump once again, the one able to dive down in front of the 30 like normal. It looks like about the same dance, different lap for all the field as they head down the back stretch here at Milwaukee. And for this time, the 45 able to do the crossover move to the inside of the 30. This is the battle for P number 3 on the speedway. The 30 machine trying to drive his heart out because he knows if he gets stuck on up here, it's a long freight train behind him. There'll be a lot of important spots to lose here right before the end of the stage. As the 45 machine got moved up the racetrack from the 39, that made the 30 machine of Gander go wide as well, as they are 3 wide here, trying to make it all stick. As the 39 machine of Lance Hill to the inside of the 45 of Forster. Behind them, the 77 of Andrew Moore to the inside of Justin Gann. Gann needs to get on the throttle, slots on in there, and Pete number 6. As the 45 will do the crossover to the 39. 39 wasn't having it, trying to block down the front stretch, but glad to see what kind of run they get off the corner here. That's some very close racing here. 39 able to take P number 3. That puts the 45 in P number 4 as we got a battle for the race lead. Avery Wilson to the inside of the 52 machine. The first time tonight, folks, we'll have a new race leader, and it comes here right before the end of stage number 2. See if the 52 has anything in the tank to try and battle for the stage 2 win, but it looks like the 1 machine will be able to get it done and pick home. And we'll come home and take the Stage 2 win here at Milwaukee. Good battle out there in the field. Very close racing as we get our stage break here. And Avery Wilson will pick up tonight's Facebook Custom Paints and Diecast Stage 2 win. Here at Milwaukee. Now we'll see most, if not all, of the field come down pit road to once again take 4 new Goodyear tires and to fill it up with Sunoco race fuel. As we see the pace truck, a lone car out there. We'll have to see who stayed out, who took tires, what the strategy is here as everyone makes it to their box. Looks like the 96 and the 51 both stayed on out. The question is, will they continue to stay on out? As the one machine wins the race off the pit road, the 52 in second, the 45 in third, fourth off of pit road, the 39 machine, and rounding out our top 5 out of pits, the 33 machine, with a little bit of strategy there. As you see these front 2 guys stay on out. And I like the call. They will have fresh tires starting right behind them, but as long as they can both get down to the bottom, you know, they can check up that inside line and make it pretty hard to pass. Lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace truck, we will double them back up as we get a new set of front row runners. But playing a little bit of strategy, both those guys stayed on out, have old tires underneath them. We'll have to see how they fire on off, as well as how many positions they can hold on to. 96 machine of Brad Bothwell will be in control of this restart once the iRacing pace truck makes the hard left-hand turn down pit road. And we will have 70 laps to go here at the Milwaukee Mile. With a a good start. The 51 under fire already from those cars on the inside line. That will hold up the 52 and have them get stuck on the high side as the one car already to the inside of the 96 going into turn number 3. 52 able to get down on the bottom side behind the 45. As one car sideways on the track, I think that's the 30 machine of Justin Gann. We got a couple more. Got a couple more involved in there. And we'll go check out what brought out this most recent yellow flag for the 30 machine. As it looks like it's one of those cases of the 30 machine getting on the brakes a little bit too hard right on the back bumper of the driver in front, and with that just had to get on him a little too aggressively, and that was enough to send the 30 truck around and the rest of the field scattering on around. As we see the drivers that stayed on out last time down pit road, at least one of them, 96 machine down pit road here. As this restart here, we'll have the one car starting out front, the 45-2 or outside, and then the 52 will. Actually, the one car elects the outside. Interesting call here. We'll have to see how it works on out. As we see the field stacking on up behind them. We'll get ready to go back. Green flag racing here in half a lap. As this time the one on the outside will control this restart. Have to see what kind of start they can get up top here as we fire on off, and we are back racing here at Milwaukee. 39 got a great jump, but falling back into P number 4. But these top 4 have a nice gap here behind the trucks behind them, all battling. They want to see that gap continue and have this be a long run. We almost get some 3 wide action here as a 38 machine stuck up top here and way out of the groove. Able to get back to the bottom, hit the crossover move on the 14 down the front stretch. Back where that 38 truck needs to be as he now looks to the inside of the 74. Not quite enough of a run as the 43 machine dives it down to the inside of the 42. They are 3 wide there, right behind this battle we're looking at here on track. Of Jim Thorndike under heavy pressure from Scott Wise. On his bumper in front of them is Curtis Kelly and another Dairy Queen machine. As these guys are running on along. The 51 machine of Jordan Berry slowly falling on back. Did actually not pit that last time, even though he stayed on out the first time. So he is only back to P number 9 and hanging on pretty well for that 51 machine. Just inside the top 10 in P number 10. You see the 20, think about it, thinks better of it, slots back in behind the 74, but out front, the 1 machine setting a great pace, but the 52 machine able to match it just about 3/10 back and kind of keeping right there as they check out from the 3 cars behind that make up the top 5 as they run. Maybe why the 52 is in chase mode. We'll ride once again on board with the 52 and see what they're doing. As you hear them grab 3rd gear there in the middle of the corner. That way they can get a nice run off. The problem with going to 3rd is it can upset the car at the apex, can make it really loose. And then also during acceleration it can also be harder on the rear tires if you're not smooth, if you don't got an egg under the gas pedal, because you can very easily start heating up that right rear and have it going pretty quick here at Milwaukee. But it just gives you such a good run off that you almost have to pop it into 3rd once you get a few laps on these tires. So I'll watch on board with the 52 machine for a couple laps. Let the motor do the speaking here for a little bit as we see him try and fight this car here around Milwaukee. here. They're both pretty aggressive on the rumble strips, at least on corner exit, trying to get these cars pointed as straight as they can to get a great run down these long straightaways that make up the Milwaukee Mile. As there is a really bad bump there. You can kind of see it in the truck, but when you're driving, man, you really feel it. And if you get on the throttle too early and hit that bump under throttle, this truck is going right around, or at least breaking traction, and it's pretty rough in the driver's seat. Jump back on out. As we click over triple digits laps here at Milwaukee. 100 laps in the books, 50 to go for race number 10 at the Blown Piston Racing League. And of course, this is the truck series here, presented by Banner Construction. Now this 52 machine has led an impressive around 70 laps out here. But if this one car can lead from when they started leading, they will just get past the 52 machine and lead the most laps. So it's going to be a tight race here as the 52 gets big time tight off the corner, and that will have the 52 lose a lot of time to the race leader. See the 80 machine of Dre and Cook applying the pressure to the 74 for Pete, number 12 on the speedway. And with staying on out, the 51 machine has only fallen back to Pete, number 11. So we'll have to see if that happens more often. There's contact here at the apex. Both drivers do an impressive job. 72, a very impressive job keeping that truck straight, as now that opens up the door to the 44 behind. One truck here that's right on the back bumper of Justin Gann. We saw him running so well before the 30 machine. Now back here after his contact. But the 61 machine of Marcellus Bruning running in P number 17. We're right here at the back end of this freight train. Clicking off the laps and keeping the 61 truck clean. There's one truck that's quietly been making their way up in this field from dropping on back early is the 77 machine of Andrew Moore, now running in the top 5, running in that 5th position all over the back bumper of the 45. If that 45 machine does make a mistake in front of him, he'll be there to take advantage. We got some lap traffic to deal with for this field here. Go a little bit deeper in this field. You see the 30 machine of Justin Gann to the inside of Kevin Delia. Give the 15 position to the 30. With them battling here. We'll look a little bit further up in this, as we got one truck around. It looks like the 51 machine once again into the turn 1 wall. We'll have to see what brought out this most recent yellow flag. As it looks like this time the 51 may have got some help from the 80. The 51 machine will back it into the turn one wall. Some heavy impact, but I don't want to jump to any conclusions yet, but they were definitely fighting over the same real estate going into turn number one. It was the 51 and the 80. As this will put an interesting spin on things. Quite a few laps went by. But do you come on in? Do you stay on out? We'll have to see, as the leaders looking like they're coming on in. And they are. So we'll see what kind of strategy the field takes here. As everyone in the top. As everyone but the 51 machine down pit road here. As we'll see everyone roll on out. The 45 machine, I think with right sides only, will win the race off of pit road. The 33 machine also with only 2 tires to throw in the mix. So quite a few switch ups. And the big story rolling out of pit road here. The 52 able to beat the one car off pit road. The 52 with the advantage being in box number one, pit stall number one, able to beat the one off of pit road. We'll have to see how this plays on out here with 40 laps to go here at Milwaukee. As the 45 machine will reclaim the race lead here. Quite the shake up here off of pit road. The 45 will be the race leader. Once we re-rack them up, 43 will start whatever lane the 45 doesn't choose. The 33 will start on the inside of row number 2. To his outside will be the 52 machine. Row number 3 will be made up of the one machine with the 39 to their outside. So quite a shake-up here in the field. As this time by, the lights should get extinguished on the iRacing pace truck and allow these 2 lap down trucks in front to get their lap back. And then the field 2 bunch them on up behind. As we start closing to the end of this race. It's going to be party time here, folks. It's going to be where the gloves come off, because if you haven't remembered, it is a cutoff race here tonight. And next week we'll start round number 1 of the playoffs. So this race is very important for a handful of drivers. As the iRacing pace truck down pit road, the 45 fires on off, gets a great start here, and then the 52 will be boxed in on the high side. We'll have to see where this 52 truck goes, because they can't lose too much time to the one. As the one car goes down low, we are 3 wide down the backstretch here as they fan on out and head into turn number 3. The 52 able to shoot on down to the inside of the one as we get a yellow flag on the speedway. Looks like the 17 machine may have been the cause of this yellow, as once again the 80 machine to the 17 once again maybe looked like they were fighting for the same real estate. Wasn't sure how close the closing speeds were, so can't make a call there, but the 17 backs it into the wall and a hard left side hit for a night that keeps on getting rougher for that 17 crew. As it looks like the 11 machine of John Finley will get the way around there and will be back on the lead lap. So a good break for him because that will mean he's on the lead lap here in the final stage of the race. As now all these trucks should be able to make it to the distance on fuel. The question is, what do they do for strategy, whether to come in and take the last set of tires or whatnot. As the lights are still out on the iRacing pace truck. As this time by, folks, we will double them up. 45 will elect to start on the inside. That puts the 52 on the outside. This should be interesting. We'll see if the two tires can hold off the inside or if the 52 machine just has that much pace on the speedway. My guess will be the 52 will get a good enough restart, slot on in, and by the time the backstretch, we'll see the 52 to the inside of the 45. As we see the field getting ready to go back. Green flag racing here at Milwaukee. And the 45 machine gets a great restart. The 43 gets a very impressive restart. Able to go to the inside of the 52 as they head into turn number 1. They'll be side by side for P number 2. The one car will have to decide where they want to go to try and lose as little time as possible. 43 goes down low. The one will now go to the top side. Now the 52 to the inside as they are battling hardcore for the third position. The one car able to get it in there, but gets super tight. The 43 goes around on the speedway. Not what AJ Green wanted, as they were racing super aggressively down the front stretch and then 3 wide into turns 1 and 2 and ultimately brought out the yellow. As we'll look back here in the replay as they were already sideways with the 38 or 39 machine, making just slight contact with the 43, and the rest of the field does an awesome job getting around and no other contact. So the 43 able to get away with minimum damage here, but losing that all-important track position. As we see the 45 machine that took the risk, took the 2 tires, lost the race lead there, so decides to come on down pit road, get that set of tires, and see how far he can drive back through this field. As it looks like once this all shakes out, he will restart right around the 15th, 16th position, as the top 15 all stays on out. We look a little bit further back, this 85 machine of Kevin Bulkma is right now tonight's biggest mover. He is up a whopping 15 positions, started shotgun on the field, and is right now currently in P number 15 as he comes down pit road and loses all that. So he was the biggest mover as the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace car. That means next time by we will be going green flag racing here, as we are under 30 laps to go here at the Blown Piston Truck Series presented by Banner Construction. As the 52 machine will elect to take the bottom. As the lights are extinguished on the iRacing pace truck, we'll be ready to go green flag racing next time by. The iRacing pace truck will head down pit road here and hand the restart over to the 52 machine once again, with him leading these few laps under yellow. He will be tonight's Wise Man Award winner for the most laps led. As we look a little bit further back at the one car trying to get around the 39, hits the crossover but not quite able to make it stick, as we see that one car does have some left rear damage on it. That'll hurt it just a little under throttle and maybe even a smidge in acceleration if that spoiler's tweaked. As we see here, the 31 machine of Scott Wise to the inside of the 33 of Chris Scala. Scala on the wrong end there and dropping very quickly, being stuck on that high side. Now the 59 machine of Ryan Nicoletta gets around him. Here is where Colin Forster is at on track with those fresh tires. Back up into 13th, but has a long way to go here in the last 25 laps, as the 42 will look to dive down on the inside of the 96. Backs on out of it, but that forces the 45 just wide. The 45 able to get around, now sets his sights on this 33 machine. Has a new fastest lap of the race being set by the 52 machine with a 29.74 2 laps ago. So he is moving here. We look back to this battle here. 96 all over the back bumper of the 33. Now he ducks out, going down the front stretch. The 43 machine also on fresh tires here, so he's going to have to try and get around these guys in a hurry. As the 96 gets big time loose off that corner, but able to complete the pass on the 33 as he is still on the wrong end of the freight train, losing a whole bunch of spots. Finally able to slot on in here. The 42 hounded the 96 big time, trying to get around him. But this one car now stuck in traffic, maybe with that damage a little bit slower, so still in the 4th position, hasn't made up any ground, hasn't got around any more trucks. I at least thought, I know about you folks at home, that it was going to be a pretty good slug out between the 1 and the 52. That might not be the case. Right now it might be the 1 and the 77, or excuse me, the 52 and the 77. 77 now back a 2nd and a quarter. As we approach 20 laps to go. As we look at the 43 machine. 42 finally able to get around the 96. Now the 43 around the 96. So Brad Brothwell losing a few spots here, but not too many. And now he gets to tuck on in and see where these cars go, because they are advancing very quickly on the 31 machine. Those 2 trucks in front of the 96. The 96 machine big time sideways off of turn number 4. Does an awesome job hanging onto that truck and keeping it out of the walls, but will lose a lot of track position here. But he at least has that truck still in one piece. With a little bit of time, folks, we'll go to crank it up here in the last little bit and let the cars do the talking here for a few laps. back here at the Milwaukee Mile. We're looking at the 59 machine being hounded by the 43 machine out on the racetrack here as we have 15 laps to go. 43 right to the back tailgate of that 59 machine, trying to make it work to the inside now down the backstretch. And this is the battle for P11 out on the speedway. Now that might open up the door for the 42 machine to try and get around the 59 here. As we see the 45 machine of Colin Forster up back into the top 10, but running out of time to get back to where he was running. Right now in the 9th position, trying to get P number 8 from the 74 of Zach Hallinan. As this time by, folks, we see the flagman out with 2 open palms. 10 laps to go here around the Milwaukee Mile. The 45 machine just a little bit better at accelerating than these guys on the older tires, but not quite enough. He's going to have to hope for one more yellow flag here to bunch everyone back up and try to get a few position. But the field is spread on out as we have a battle now for the 10th position. The 43 machine of AJ Green with the 61 of Marcellus Bruning. The 43 machine able to get on around, and the 42 of Kevin Delia now on the attack on the 61 machine. As the 42 machine looks to the inside into turn number 3, and with the 61 being that wide, that will give the position to the 43 machine. Sorry, 42 machine. Move them up into P number 11. As these guys have caught slightly the 77 of Andrew Moore, but the 52 machine out, checked out 4.5 seconds in front of this battle for second through fourth. And with that 42 machine getting around the 61, he is the biggest mover of the race so far, up 14 spots. But right behind a few positions, the 44 is up 13 spots. So a battle for the most spots gained here as we head into 6 laps to go here at Milwaukee. as we see the 39 machine get around the 77. So Lance Hill to P number 2. Andrew Moore will fall down to P number 3 and under fire from the 1 car. So Avery Wilson able to get around. So that moves Andrew Moore outside the podium here with 5 laps to go. And out of talking with me here after the race. That truck's handling seems to be going away in a hurry. Has a good amount of right side damage. Must have gotten the wall there in the last couple laps, and that's really slowing that truck down. As we look up to the race leader here, this time by the 52, we'll see 3 laps to go here. 3 more miles. He's just trying to see that white flag, get this race over with this lead. He does not want to see a green-white checker like we saw at Phoenix. As this time by for the 52 machine, we see popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 laps to go, 2 miles left. 8 turns left around this place. A few trucks within battling distance, but we will have to see this white flag here and this race becomes official. That's all he's wanting to see. He can take his time with these lap cars in front of him. Doesn't even need to pass him. He has 6 seconds over second place. You see the white flag here for the 52 machine as we have 1 lap to go here at the Blow Piston Truck Series presented by Banner Construction. See the 52 machine make his way down the backstretch for the final time. Around him are some lappers, but the 52 machine able to get off of turn number 4 cleanly, and he will win tonight's race, making it win number 4 on the season. Let me double check that here real quick. As that it is, win number 4 here for the Blown Piston Truck Series. So very dominant season so far for this 52 machine. As we get ready for the playoffs next week, we'll see if he can continue that run, as we'll see him do some burnouts here and celebrate it for the fans out at home. As we will try and talk to our top 3 after the race, but first we'll see the 52 burning on down on the front stretch. I gotta say, I gotta give props to this Milwaukee cameraman. One of the better burnout cams I've seen on iRacing. That was pretty sweet. As we see all the smoke there from the front grandstands, as we'll see the 52 park it. Actually, just kidding, gonna do a Polish victory lap. So, we will go to commercial break, and on the other side we'll talk to our top 3.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
as we dial up the one machine of Avery Wilson here, who finished in P number 3. Avery, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty. How was this truck tonight? It seemed like you could have maybe given a shot for that 52 machine. You had a great run there going middle of the race, but it seemed like you had a slow stop maybe, and then got marred mid-pack and just couldn't quite get back through there. How was the truck tonight, and what'd you think?
It was excellent. I think like for sure I would have had something for Kevin, but that I don't know what happened. My crew held me for like an extra second, and that was all it took for me to lose the lead on that last stop. But I knew once I got in traffic, it was going to be tough because all season I've been struggling with traffic. You know, I get collected in someone else's mess, but I tried to bring it all tonight, and that was the best I had. That's all I had.
Yeah, you seem like you were a man on a mission there. One of the biggest movers up front. It seemed like you could do some moves that most other drivers couldn't. And when you reeled in the 52, I was like, oh man, this guy's got some speed built in the car. Do you normally like Milwaukee? This track usually has a pretty niche following with how flat it is and how the corners are.
This is actually my first time running the track, but it raced very similar to Loudon, or New Hampshire. But if you get the feel for that type of surface, it's not too hard to adjust.
Yep, that is very true. Very similar to that, except this place, you can run the bottom, whereas New Hampshire, you can't run the bottom because there's no grip down there, whereas here you want to be all over that. But yeah, it seemed like that one truck was moving pretty good. Overall, what'd you think of the tire sets? Did you guys have another tire set there, and just in case if there was a yellow, and if there was, were you planning on coming on in?
No, I used all of my sets. I was being aggressive because, like I said, all season I've been like taking chances of being mired back in the pack and taking my time, and then I'll get collected in something. So tonight I just wanted to stay on the aggressive, especially as many cautions as we had. We weren't really using our tires that much, and I knew if it came down to it and I ran out of tires, I could probably still hold my own for a while if I, managed to stay in the lead. But it didn't work out tonight.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like track position was king because if you got stuck on that high side, it seemed like you were going to the back in a hurry.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it was a fun race. I had a nice battle with Kevin there for the stage. So that was probably the highlight of my season so far. So
Yep, that was impressive to take the stage 2 away from him and for you to come home with the Facebook Customs and Paste diecast stage 2 win. But Avery, before we let you go, I'm sure there's got to be a whole bunch of people you got to thank for this one crew here tonight.
yeah, Scott for picking me up and adding me to his team when my original team owner bailed a couple of seasons ago, and him for always having paints for me whenever I need something done, and Lauren for putting this whole thing together and dealing with a lot of guys that she has to deal with, but and also you for the broadcast, and then all the sponsors that that help put this thing on. So thanks to all those guys.
Alrighty, man. Well, you have a great rest of your night. Go celebrate this podium. Once again, congratulations on this third place finish here tonight.
Thanks, man. Have a good one.
You as well. Alrighty, so we will now dial up our runner-up finisher. Lance, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yeah.
Alrighty, man. How was the car? You came home in second place in this 39 machine. Seemed like you had some good speed, able to somehow hold off that one car because it seemed like they had a lot of speed in theirs. How was the car, and how was the racing overall tonight?
I'm not gonna lie, in practice, it actually felt pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really like the way it drove, but for some reason when we got into the race, it really came to me, and I really learned how to manage the shifting and the throttle out of the corners and the shifting up. I really learned to manage that, and to a point, to me, it really got to driving really well. And there, between like halfway in the race, I actually gained some pretty good speed and actually drove myself into the top 5 after starting, I don't know, like 9th or so. So it was pretty good. I drove pretty good. I'm pretty pleased.
Yeah, you're one of the people, especially late in this race, a man on a mission, a man on the move. Like you said, started P number 9 all the way to the runner-up position. That's nothing to laugh at here for the Blown Piston Truck Series. With that, What was it like with the restarts? It seemed like everyone had some trouble with there. It seemed like if you're on the inside, you had a big advantage to the guys stuck on the outside.
Yeah, pretty much. If you started on the inside, you pretty much had the position to the guy who was on your outside, and possibly the guy who was in front of the other guy who was on the outside. So if you was on the outside, you was pretty much screwed. Pretty much.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like that was the case here tonight. And yeah, Milwaukee's a tough place. You know, you got to be really gentle on corner entry and corner exit. Besides maybe the track coming on in, did you change your driving style? I know you were talking about getting the shifting on down. Did you maybe change around some brake bias, maybe your lift points, anything like that for some fellow racers at home?
I turned the brake bias up in practice and pretty much left it there, even though it didn't drive that good. And I really just learned, how to drive it on that setup that I had figured out there, and yeah, pretty much just learned what I had and just stuck with it.
Alrighty, well, awesome job, Lance. Congrats on the second place. But before we let you go and celebrate this runner-up position, I'm sure there's got to be a whole bunch of people you got to thank for this 39 team here tonight.
Oh yeah, I want to thank my teammate Adam for being a great teammate, even though I think he ended up getting wrecked out, which sucks on their part. But thank you to him for being an amazing teammate, and Hill Motorsports really loves having him here. And I want to thank you for broadcasting, and also I want to thank my parents for watching the races, and Scott and Lauren for running this amazing lead they have.
Alrighty, Lance. Well, I'll let you go celebrate this runner-up finish and get ready for the playoffs next week. You have a good rest of your night, and see you on around.
You too.
Alrighty, that was our second place finisher, the 39 machine. Now we'll dial up the 52 machine down in victory lane. Kevin, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
No, I got you.
Alrighty, man. You once again had the car to beat. I was saying I picked you in the pre-race for myself. I knew from watching at the Phoenix there, kind of similar track, not quite a short track, a little bit bigger, but drives very much like a short track. So I knew you were going to have some speed tonight, and you showed it. What was it like out there? How was the 52 machine?
Truck was good. I mean, I really, really like this track, so I was really looking forward to it. The first stage or whatnot pretty much went the way I planned. I mean, didn't think I was going to get quite that far out there, but towards the end, once I started catching those lap trucks, I knew I could really back it off and just let them go because I had that lead. And then I didn't take tires when we pit. I just took fuel or whatnot. So all those cautions during the second stage sort of played out for me. And I was hoping just maybe I could have held Avery off there just a couple more laps and got that second stage win. But I mean, second place with that old of tires, I'd take that. And then just as the race went on, losing those couple spots. I mean, Avery was quick. I mean, I used my stuff up a little bit, trying to keep with him and trying to get around him, and then getting those cautions where we sort of shuffled around, sort of gave me a better spot to be able to get ahead of him and take the lead, and then just bring it home.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive to see this 52 machine get through that field as well as you did, because I'm pretty sure on all those reshuffle restarts, you had to start on the outside. So I was like, oh man, he's going to be under fire from the one car, but somehow it seemed like you always came out in front. What was kind of your mindset going through those restarts, and how were you able to get it done?
More just hoping that those guys on the inside didn't push up too much. I knew a couple of them had only taken 2 tires, so I sort of knew hopefully I was able to roll the center a little bit better, which I don't know, almost seems like I do that just a bit better than everyone else here. So I know if I could roll that center a bit better and get a better run off, I'd be able to clear them, which I was able to, and then just took my time and I was able to get around, was it the 45 there, and get in the lead, and then just didn't look back.
Yep, it was impressive. So, was there any trick you found out for tonight? Any lift points or throttle points, or really dragging the brake or anything for maybe someone watching at home, a little bit of pointers? Because, like I said, it seemed like you had some great pace, especially long run pace in this 52 machine here tonight.
Just not over driving the corner, sort of rolling the center a little bit, and then just not getting the gas too early, hugging that bottom coming off, but get the truck to come off straight, and you should be able to run a decent lap here.
Yeah, that is the key here with the minimum banking, really diming these corners, come in fairly low, let it slide on up, and then get those straight runs off. So, Kevin, I'm going to go let you go here in a minute, but first, I got to let the stage open up to you and let you thank for whoever you need to for this 52 team here tonight.
I give a shout out to the guys at Pie Eye. They're great guys to race with. Shout out to Custom Paints and Die Casts, and you up in the booth there.
Alrighty, Kevin. Well, I'll let you go celebrate win number 4 of the season. Can't wait to see what you have in store for the playoffs. You have yourself a great rest of your night, and once again, big congratulations.
Thanks.
Alrighty, folks. That was our race winner, Kevin Dick, in the 52 machine. So we'll wrap it on up here and run through the finishing orders from tonight's race. Kevin Dick in the 52 machine gets it done once again for win number 4 of the season. Lance Hill in the 39 brings it home. Runner up. Third place is Avery Wilson in the 1. Fourth is Andrew Moore in the 77. Rounding out our top 5 is Justin Kay. What he needed to do to lock himself in the playoffs. 6th place goes to Brandon Alfin. 7th is Justin Gann. 8th is Zach Hallinan. 9th is Corey Forrester. Rounding out our top 10 is AJ Green. Kevin Delia will bring it home in P11 and be tonight's biggest mover. Our Martin Sports Hard Charger, biggest mover of tonight's race. 12th is Marcellus Bruning. 13th is Ryan Nicoletta. 14th is Jim Thorndike. And rounding out our top 15, Curtis Kelly. Scott Wise will bring it home 16th. 17th is Chris Scala. 18th is Anthony Keys. 19th is John Finley. 20th is Brad Brothwell. 21st is Jacob Drift. 22nd is Kevin Bolikma. 23rd is Frank Reese. Andrew Mraz brings it home 24th. 25th is Drayton Cook. 26th is Jordan Berry. 27th goes to Casey Duncan. Adam Alshire finishes in P28. 29th, Scotty Brown Jr. And rounding out our field tonight, Ryan Branchow finishes in P30. So, another great race. This wraps up the regular season of the Blown Piston Truck Series presented by Banner Construction. Got to give once again a big shout out to all the league admins here that put on a great show. All the racers out here to put on the show for me to commentate. Also got to give a shout out to the league sponsors, New Age Limited, Scott POW, MIA Council, Superior Templating, and Waiswu Choice Contracting. Of course, this has been Brett the Jet from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check out all the racing action every day here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. It has been a pleasure. Thanks again to all the live viewers watching live at home. Got to give a shout out to all the replay viewers as well. It's been a great one. Can't wait to watch these playoffs from the couch and see what unfolds here as round number 1 starts next week. Same time, same place. This has been Brett the Jet. Everyone have a good rest of your night. Stay safe. And remember, just flew by you. Have a good one.